Okay, so unfortunately, I couldn't fix the bugged paladin. So, I've changed it to an easier mode, the easiest, and we're just gonna get the fight done. But in my head, I beat the game, and I was too strong, so the game needed to nerf me. Do we all agree or do we disagree? So let's see here. Yeah, he's got much more less HP, doesn't he?
Oh?
Yeah, he's got so much less HP.
Need something?
Screw you, Theos! Wodika can't beat story mode difficulty. Get absolutely wrecked, buddy. It's such a shame it had to end this way. You are about to die to a chicken's hand.
Off.
I feel disgusting. I feel so gross. I feel gross. I can only apologize. Blame Obsidian, not me. Blame Obsidian.
Stunzonet postenago bazzo.
I feel disgusting.
Shed no.
Hi?
Man.
Worth and rough! You're not getting through me.
You are excused. I would have done the fight. Like, I can... If I keep losing and keep losing, I can do the fight. If I lose a fight due to a bug or something like that, I just lose all... There's no point to me. It's just a waste. You know what I mean? That is just so disheartening. It's such a shame. No excuses, you could have done it. Okay. Just, let me guess. Start the whole game again. L streamer. Doesn't count.
I'm ready.
That was good, Bobby. That was such a fun little playthrough. Unfortunately, I just can't finish. There's no survival game that's fully grabbed me, Bobby. That's probably the best one I've ever played, though. I'm hoping Enshrouded or something like that. You know what? It's poetic that we end the game with Arcane Assault. Never mind. It's poetic that we end the game with a shotgun to this guy's face.
I wish you...
At your feet rests the body of Phael. Hollow, the dense wrinkles shaped by the silent shouldering of an eternal burden now smoothed across his color-drained face. His soul remained still for a moment, defenseless, its energy expended in defeat. It lies sprawled across his body like a death shroud.
I hope this is the end, but what's to stop him from being born again with the same ill intent? And before you suggest the option, no, I'm not eating his soul. I'll put almost anything in my mouth, but not that.
And people tell me druids aren't furries. You are. You are a furry. Stop playing a druid. Play a warrior or play a mage. Like a real man. Can I get a based?
Thousands of souls he has tortured. Would that he could live those sufferings 1,000 times himself.
In his own way, Theos must have truly believed he was caring for the people of Eora, protecting them from themselves. A shame his soul won't have a chance to reflect on his errors before it enters the wheel.
In his own way, he must have truly believed he was caring for the people of Aora. No! He's an absolute idiot!
He was good at serving his god, I give him that. He should have picked a better one.
Are we really doing this, guys? Are we doing it? If my grandmother had wheels, she would be a bike.
All those lives. And at the end of them, he was no better than the very people he sought to guide. A pity he would ever have to
Thank
face
you,
that
Alof.
realization again.
See? Mages. This is why mages are the best classes. This is why. The best class. This is why. We're smart, strong, intelligent, good-looking. The other classes wouldn't get it. Especially rogues. Alright, explore Theos' soul. His soul now is expansive and borderless. Its walls crumbling into heaps like the ruins of Engwith as you pass through them. You travel for what seems like ages, rushing to a known destination. A memory you glimpsed once before. At last you see it. No more than a pinprick of light at the end of a long tunnel, expanding slowly at first, then quickly as you near. We don't wear skirts. Mages wear robes. Get it right, buddy. Get it right. You come out in the room you are standing in now, but it is new and pristine and filled with people. Thousands of them, all turned towards the great pillar and the machine that encases it. Theos stands in the machine and you are one with him now. You look at the crowd. Faces of shriveled old men and cherub-cheeked little girls. Mothers bouncing infants to quiet them, and fathers clasping their children's restless hands and watching you with somber acceptance. A woman with tears in her eyes gives you a small nod. You turn back towards the machine, your breath constricted beneath the weight of unwanted knowledge, preparing yourself to set out alone on a journey without end. You close your eyes and open them again to find a machine still in front of you beckoning. You take your place in front of it and place your hands upon a large mechanical disc at the base of the great crystal column and speak a single word. These nuts. Giant rings creak to life. That wasn't even a single word. Giant rings creaks to life. Creak to life, building speed, setting arrays of carved draconic mouths aglow and sending tremors through the platform beneath you. The entire room shakes now with the force of the accelerating machine. All sound drowned out by its deep, deafening thrum. Brilliant tendrils of light arc outward from the pillar in all directions, and you look over your shoulder to see them engulfing the crowd, burning them brightly like hot iron. One by one, the tendrils disappear, leaving ashen effigies. Oh, those are the people we walked past, where people once stood, many of them disintegrating into grey heaps under the stress of the tremors. You look above to the pillar and a glowing spherical mass has begun to coalesce atop the column, where the arcs converge. It grows and pulses, translucent and bulbous, like some immense chrysalis, suspended in slow rotation as though it were being spun from the arcs of light. When the last arc disappears, the spectral mass hangs a moment, no longer rotating, so bright you must shield your eyes with an outstretched hand, and it seems to you as though it is looking at you. You bow your head in acknowledgement and look back up to see it melt into the pillar like warm candle wax. The pillar flares with a flash of light, bright as the sun itself, then fades to darkness. The machine slows down to a halt, and when the last echo of its grinding cogs has passed, the chamber is still and you are alone. From all sides, reality begins to bleed in through the memory, and you find yourself in your own skin once more, looking down on Theos' lifeless body. You sense a listlessness to Theos' soul, an overwhelming fatigue that hinders its immediate escape and makes it vulnerable to manipulation. You feel as though your victory has given you some kind of hold over it and you are able to do with it as you please. Hey, yo! Okay. Return it to the cycle. You will remember this, Theos. Remember that no man can hide the truth forever, and you've all done. And all you've done was done in futility. Your memory shall be your penance. Tear his soul apart. I do not envy you, Theos. I, of all people, realize the sway memories can hold. It's time you were granted peace. Banish his soul to Bref Aemon. There can be no forgiveness for your deed, only justice! You shall escape judgment no longer. Destroy all memories contained within. Your memory makes you a slave to your own past. Perhaps it can be undone, but it can be forgotten. It shall trouble neither of us any longer. And tear his soul apart. You cause me great suffering, Theos. You do not deserve to exist. I'm torn between tearing his soul apart and banishing his soul to Bref Aemon. Theos Arcanon! There can be no forgiveness for your deeds. Only justice! You shall escape judgment no longer.
Perhaps this is the best place in the world for Theos. Somewhere he can't cause further harm. Still, you eventually found the Ovara. What is a few thousand years to someone like him?
Ah, someone in a few thousand years' time can deal with that. Yep. Sometimes you don't need to clean your room. Sometimes you just sweep some stuff under the bed. And if you can't see it, then justice has been served. Someone write that down. That was beautiful. You regard... Kick that can down the road. You regard Theos' soul. I need to call it there. Thank you for hanging out, Erased. Justice has been served. His soul is still and subdued. How you doing, Pagamist? And your pronouncement seems to empower your spirit. Your will seems to you now a thick chain, and you wind it around Theos, constraining all movement, eliminating any possible last means of resistance. You call to mind the eternal prison, the vast empty cavern and its cells of Adra, vacated by souls that chose to betray themselves in order to escape an infinite abyss of hopeless self-reflection. That right there is when we play League of Legends next week, guys. You choose a vacant pillar and pour your consciousness into it, creating a perfect, inescapable hollow with space for one. And now you gather up his soul and bear it to the pillar like some bodiless jailer conjured by justice itself. Yes! You can feel its resistance now, the abject terror radiating from it, but your bindings will not be broken. When at last it's sealed away and you begin to recede back to your center, you could almost swear you hear a distant, wordless cry for mercy. Ah, good one, Theos. In the stillness, the fact that they wrote down that he pleaded for mercy made it so much sweeter. Chef's kisses. Stay imprisoned in the name of justice for thousands of years, you scumbag. In the stillness that follows, a single word echoes through your mind. A word you spoke when you were one with Theos in an ancient memory. You realize it is the word that activates the machine. Moist. We did it. We did it. And you know the sad thing? Is the game is going to give us, when we complete the game, it's going to give us a trophy. And it's going to hurt so much when it says you beat the game on easy mode.
Astounding. I always knew the Leaden Key stood for something big, but I didn't quite realize what I'd gotten myself into. And now, you're in the middle of something even bigger. With a decision that will affect millions. This is beyond either of us. The certainty of the gods is a mercy. Power like this is a heavy burden. Just look at how it crushed Theos. And perhaps he was right to surrender it to Woodica.
I'm surrounded by idiots. I just said you're a smart mage. Theos was wrong.
It's your decision, of course. And whatever you decide, I'm glad our paths crossed in Gilded Vale. Theos, he had hold of your soul from a long time back, seems like. You get what you needed from him?
I got justice.
Not many can say that these days. Not in this country where they think the gods have abandoned them.
Alof reflects your choice. This is your doing. Cap. Alof is two people in one, I think. He's probably listening to the angry Scottish lady.
You'll be feeling better soon then. Good. That's real good. You got it figured out what you're going to do about all that?
Yes. Yes, I have. I'm going to send those souls back to where they belong.
Got a lot of people out there thinking they've been abandoned by their gods. There's not much that'll put the fear in you more than that. You can take my word for it. If it was in my power, and I know it's not, but if it was, I'd send every last one of those souls right back where they were supposed to go in the first place. So folks could get back to believing what they used to.
That's exactly what I'm doing, Edda.
And after what you've been through, though, I'm sure you got your own ideas. Better make it good.
Don't wink at me ever again, Edda. Don't wink at me ever again.
So much for Theos, then. Now you have a chance to set things right, back to the proper order of things. It will take the Dyrwood generations to recover, but at least these souls will find their way back to the wheel, as it should be.
No. So it's probably going to be repercussions of sending souls to the hollow bodies? Like, do the souls... Are they the age of the... I don't know. Like, how is it going to work? Are they newborn in, like, the bodies they're in? I don't know. We'll find out. Is it even going to go that far?
Looks good on you. There was a blur about your soul that lingers no more. Seems putting Theos to rest has given you some measure of inner peace. Of course, now you need to decide what to do with these trapped souls.
But I speak out of turn. This is your decision. My watcher friend. You should trust your own instincts. I'm honored to have been a part of your journey, regardless of what happens next. You know what? For a furry, you're not so bad, Heravius.
Theos may be gone, but his crimes, the wounds he has inflicted, remain.
True.
Yet before you lies an opportunity to heal, to restore. Only through the healing of families, repairing the bonds between parent and child, reforging the shattered links between generations, can the Dyrwood be knit whole once more.
Finally, someone who gets it. You're right.
People will long remember the legacy. Let them also remember the healing that followed.
And maybe we can get a drink after all of this is done. Alright, never mind.
Certainly.
You have seen this machine and others like it in operation. You understand how it works. As a watcher, it would be simple matter to influence that direction, though as big as the machine is, it may be the last thing you ever do. Speak the command to activate the machine. There is a shrieking of stone, grinding against stone as old cogs loosen and begin to turn. You have only moments before the souls will be sent into the Adra vein. This will be your only chance at redirecting them. Send the souls back into the reincarnation cycle. Suddenly can't read. Return the souls to the bodies they were intended for, entriopically, that'll do, disintegrate the souls, ending their existence. Distribute the essence to existing souls in Deerwood to strengthen them. Disperse the souls to an unknown location. Send the souls back. No, return the souls to the bodies they're intended for. That's what I've wanted to do. My main story was fixing the Hollowborns. Let's see how that goes. In the name of justice, we shall send them souls back. You close your eyes and expand your perception outward, taking in the immense totality of the tens of thousands of souls orbiting the chamber. Your grasp on the souls is tenuous. You find yourself fighting to keep them all within your influence, and you can feel them slipping away from you as the machine gains speed. Congratulations, you've completed the game on easy mode. L Gamer, get good. A brief moment comes when it feels as though you hold them all at once, and their force is so great it feels as though they'll tear you apart. Okay, Gary. Send them to the next game. Are you actually... Why are you all typing L? L, go again. Okay, chat. I beat the game on hard mode. L Obsidian, fix your game. In that moment, you dedicate your entire being to bending their orbit, channeling their flow in a new direction. Invalid run. Chat, don't do this to me, man. 60 hours. Gone because of a bug. Oh, what a game it was. Let's send those souls back in the name of justice.
At your command, the ancient device became your instrument, spinning to life with deafening resonance and gathering up the swirling essence like thread on a great spindle. There, in the pale pulsing glow of the machine that set you on this path long ago, you summoned all your strength, focusing on your objective and blocking out all else. With a single concussive blast that rocked the chamber and sent you tumbling to the ground, you freed the souls from their stasis. Exhausted, your consciousness slipping away, your last sight was of the machine, dark and dormant. Then your eyes closed, and sleep welcomed you at long last. After coming to and searching for some time, you discovered the route Theos used to enter Sun and Shadow, and embarked on a long and arduous ascent back to the surface. You emerged in Ter Evron after days of tunneling through the rubble Theos had left behind, and when you stepped into the daylight, you were faced with a different Deerwood than the one you had left. At your direction, the souls diverted by Theos were guided back to the vessels originally meant for them. For the first time, parents of hollow-born children woke to the cries of their infants and looked into their eyes to see them staring back. People fell to their knees where they stood, thanking Helia or Mogren or even Aethys for their forgiveness of whatever guilt they felt they bore. But for all the relief that had come to some parents, others only found new grief. For many thousands of Hollowborn had died during Wideone's legacy, many by their parents' own hands. For those children, there would be no homecoming. Yet the last Hollow birth was in the past now, and those parents willing to risk trying for a new child were frequently rewarded, often with twins. Many felt they saw Helia's hand in it, and the year would be remembered as the year of Helia's splendor.
Also, Helia!
Though you had killed Lord Radric in his throne room,
Took my whole glory.
so strong was his drive to rid his land of Eothasians that he returned to life as a death guard, a deathless crusader for his brutal cause. With the remains of his humanity stripped away, Radric came to see all the people of Gilded Vale as worshippers of Aethys, and one day he led his forces into the village personally to see them all purged from his lands. Gilded Vale was left a hollow shell, its buildings ruined, and its people slaughtered. Even travelers and would-be squatters knew better than to take refuge inside its borders. Lord Radric returned to Radric's Hold, where he remained, keeping eternal watch over his barren domain. Following the assassinations of Duke Avar Wulfgren and Lady Webb, Defiance Bay was thrown into political upheaval. In the ensuing weeks, the streets had become the domain of looters and blackguards. Few dared to step outside their own doors alone or unarmed. But once the dozens had regrouped in the wake of the riots, they quickly put an end to the criminal activity, patrolling the streets in droves and administering their brand of law on any perceived offenders.
Nice.
They also took the opportunity to depose the weakened Knights of the Crucible from their position of authority, branding them traitors to the people for their actions during the riots. Whatever knights weren't stoned to death in front of their keep were forced into exile. The external contingent of knights stationed at Fleetbreaker Castle would remain there, their high justice plotting the city's recapture. The dozens would soon find themselves overwhelmed by the problems of a leaderless metropolis, and in the days and months ahead, Defiance Bay remained on the brink of collapse. Though the machine atop Ter Noaneth had been disabled, it had not seen its last use. Heritage Hill was rebuilt, and no sooner had the first families moved in to resettle the district than members of the Leaden Key, acting under standing orders from their Grand Master, climbed the tower and reactivated the machine. The initiates slew a handful of the new settlers under cover of night and watched as history repeated itself, the victims reanimating and devouring the survivors. After this second incident, the district would remain abandoned. The Duke's assassination at the apparent hands of an Animancer had caused catastrophic rioting in the streets of Defiance Bay, and few Animancers survived the first day. Many Deerwoodans took the end of Widewind's legacy as a sign, both that the gods did not approve of Animancy, and that the purging of Animancers in Defiance Bay had been enough to satisfy them. In time, their rage would subside, and a number of surviving Animancers remained in and around Defiance Bay, often taking to the wilds to practice their science.
What's that, 2 for 4? We'll take that.
The fortress of Cadnua emerged as a bastion of security in the midst of an untamed land, becoming the envy of every Thane and Earl in Deerwood. Legend grew over time of its impregnability, and stories of formidable invaders easily scattered by the keep's defenses became popular around the hearths of Deerwoodinians. Likewise, it also became a beacon to travelers, merchants, and
basically the only thing that did well was my own home.
Reputed as the finest fortress in all
and I do it again.
People would journey from near and distant lands
Screw
alike to
everyone
experience
else.
its fabled hospitality.
As long as my house is fine.
Pallegina had gone against the Duke's Bell's orders by inventing a new trade arrangement with the Anamenfath to accommodate the recovering Deerwooden market. With the Deerwood's people still weakened by Widewind's legacy, the Valian republics easily pushed their would-be competitors out of the market. For her outrageous insubordination and audacity, Pallegina was banished from the republics. She traveled north in the Eastern Reach, avoiding Valian ports and entering the ranks of the kind wayfarers. Despite her bravery and dedication to those in her care, her strange appearance made her feel like an outsider wherever she went. Adair chose not to return home. Still conflicted as to his role in the Saints' War and unsure of his place in the Deerwood, he took a ship to Adair and reunited with his parents. There, he resumed the quiet lifestyle he had grown accustomed to in his years as a farmhand in Gilded Vale.
Nice!
When the dust settled in sun and shadow, Aloth looked upon the remains of Theos Ixarchanon, his former master. He saw where the Grand Master had gone wrong, and what would be required to undo the harm Theos had wrought.
Good!
With a flick of his wrist, he burned Theos's robe, headdress, and every other symbol of the man's power. Never again, he vowed, should Kith live in fear and blind obedience to an authority they did not understand. Armed with the knowledge and courage he had gained on his journeys with the Watcher, he set out on the long and lonely task of dismantling the Leaden Key.
Good.
After all that he had learned in the Watcher's company, Kanarua could no longer see meaning in his pursuit of the Tanvi Oratoa. He decided to leave what remained of it within the depths of the Endless Paths and return home. Kana bid the Watcher farewell and sailed back to Rawatai, spending the tempestuous journey reflecting on the time he had lost to the pursuit of falsehoods. His family found Kana much changed, his fiery excitement replaced with a weary solemnity. Determined to change his wandering ways, Kana took up a quiet life as
I'm
a
assuming
lore
if you
keeper
do
at college,
everything in the
teaching
game,
young
so much
students
that
the
this is
traditions
different.
of their people. With Theos defeated and the souls released from Sun and Shadow, healthy children were born once again in the Deerwood. The grieving mother sought a place where she might do penance for the birthing bell. She returned to Deerford, where, to the astonishment of the villagers, she delivered the first healthy child in over a decade.
That was my main goal.
She remained there, and with each new birth,
that was my main goal, and I did it. I fought of the children,
a measure of grace for
and
her
fought
own
for the children.
Past. Durrance continued to blame Woodica for the atrocities of the Saints' War. Believing Magrin to have been a pawn in the machinations of the Queen that was, and feeling that Theos's expulsion had been a step towards reconciliation with his goddess, Durrance tried for a time to reopen communication with her. When only silence came, he took it as a condemnation of his continued existence. Ultimately, he built a pyre and threw himself upon it, using his own shattered staff as kindling. You and Sagani
Did he
never
die?
found Persoc together. The Adra figurine had gone dark by the time they emerged from Sun and Shadow, and it was another month before Sagani finally accepted that Persoc's trail had gone cold again. Her search took her beyond the Deerwood and as far as the Living
I should have done
Lands.
this quest.
She
I
saw
messed
the
up.
great coastal cities of Rawatai and the ruins of Old Valia, absorbing the details of these strange and distant lands.
Everyone
20
died,
years
Omar.
passed before the
We're
Adra
all
figurine finally glowed
Okay,
again.
bro.
When it did, she followed its signal to a quiet hamlet on the outskirts of Adir. There, she met a young farmer and told her of her past as an elder of Masuk. Sagani returned to a village that had forgotten her face, but remembered her story. Masuk greeted her with cautious warmth, and Sagani found that their ways had become strange to her. She also learned that Kalu had perished of winter fever a few years before, and her middle child, Najuo, had died in a raid. But she found her daughter Yakona a hunter and mother of 3, and her son Malak a builder of mighty walls. In them, she came to find her place in the village, and the familiar contours of a world
That's
that
her
had
own
changed
fault.
in her absence.
You're a mother. You just left all your kids.
For you, the death of Theos brought an end to your waking visions, and a silence to the whispers of the past. In their absence, you were able to sleep. The questions of a distant lifetime ceased to trouble your soul. All that remained was what to make of the answer. But at the moment, there was little to be done, and the matter would have to wait. A long journey loomed ahead.
I'll take that. I'll take that. Brilliant. Absolutely love that. Man. What a game. And I probably did like, what, 60 to 70% of it? Absolutely love that game. Well done, you explored a great world, then set it on fire. Guys, no trolls. Was it that bad? No. This song, but bloody hell. Did I choose the dozens and mess up? Yes. I shouldn't have chose the dozens. But I didn't want to. Remember, I didn't want to. But I accidentally fell into that. But let's talk about it, man. God, the writing in this game and visually, absolutely stunning CRPG, bro. Like, visually, this is probably my favorite CRPG. I just loved it. The interiors in the dungeons. This game also, I know it's got that endless dungeon that I didn't explore. This game also is such a quality over quantity type game when it comes to dungeons. Sometimes they're just one floor of just a stunning dungeon that just looks brilliant and has cool monsters, great loot, little quest, and you're in and out. With like half an hour, you're in and out of there. Most CRPGs really don't do that, bro. It'll be like a 5 to 10 level dungeon, and you're kind of done with it. Oh, I didn't know it was... Is that Chris Avalon from what's it called? In Exile? No, probably not. That's probably the best thing about this game. Quality over quantity. I know there's still 20 to 30 hours I could have played, DLC, so much more. But man, for a 60 to 70 hour playthrough, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. As always with CRPGs, it could do with more voice acting. But CRPGs are the hardest games out there to voice act. Because there's just so much writing. They really are the best way to explain the CRPG is they are a choose your own adventure book. You know what I mean? That's why I love them so much. And this is up there. This is up there with my Pathfinder franchise now. It is, and I can't wait to play the second one. I don't know when we are going to play the second one. I'm holding out for a Pillars of Eternity 3 announcement. And I'm calling it now. Obsidian at the Summer Games Fest are going to announce it. And when they do, we will come back. And we will play 2. And when we play 2 and beat that, we will go back and play Avowed. Because I want to play Avowed knowing the lore now. And I reckon I'll be looking at it so different. You know what I mean? I heard they were going to announce it, but only if you completed the game on hard mode. Yeah, link it, fammy. Link it. But anyway, combat was brilliant. I'm so happy turn-based got added. The only way they could make combat better is to add in, fix the turn-based bug where a status. That's the biggest problem with this game. That status bug. It happened like 2 or 3 times, and unfortunately, it happened at the final boss. You hate to see it. But I would never tell no one not to play this game. It ran brilliantly. And a game that's got a giant game-changing patch 10 years down the line, to me, just shows that the devs loved making this game. And it shows with the writing and the effort in the story. That Hollowborn storyline specifically is one of the, like, smartest storylines in a game I've heard. Genuinely, that's how high up I have it. That's so interesting to me, and how that is all based around the world and stuff like that. But there it is, Pillars of Eternity, absolutely brilliant. We'll maybe play, what's it called, before we come back to play 2. I'll probably just jump into 2 straight away. That's probably what I'll do. But yeah, absolutely loved it. Like and subscribe. Would really appreciate it. Follow my Twitch, twitch.tv/OMARIORPG. Next on the CRPG front, it could be anything, but most likely you would hope it's going to be my first Warhammer game. Rogue Trader. I owe my community Rogue Trader a lot. I really owe them that. Unless a brand new CRPG comes out. Oh, the music in this game is beautiful. But yeah, best way to explain this game and get someone to play it. Music's amazing, and the art style and world is beautiful, and the combat is, simple in a great way, but it has a nice depth to it as well. And it's so unique. It's got its own unique classes and its unique races, and yeah, it's just its own thing. I can't wait to play 2 and Avowed again. I really hope they don't give up on Avowed, man. I loved that game. I really hope they don't give up on it. Either way, go watch my Avowed playthrough if you want. And, yeah, like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys next time.